What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. So I'm going to tackle a subject tonight that it's a subject that's been beat to death with the form Nazis, I guess you'd call them. And it really is about like, well, you need to go to full extension and extend all the way and come down to a full stretch and da-da-da-da. And what I noticed is the people that are saying that, guess what? They still have injuries. Matter of fact, these individuals that have preached that have gotten injuries at a younger age with less time training under their belt than I did. Even though they're like, oh, this is the proper way, you won't get injured. But they get injured, right? So I'm going to take for shoulder presses, for example, because that's one that like you see a lot of people do, and they don't use a full range of motion. You see some people do use a full range of motion, but unless you have to lock something out, like in powerlifting or Olympic lifting, you don't have to do a full range of motion. It's not necessarily the best course of action for the individual. Now, let me explain. So when I do shoulder presses, and this has been something that I struggled with when I was younger because I had to find my own way. Like there's the full of, obviously you come down to the stretch and it's a full extension at the top, right? Where you lock your arm out at the top and your shoulders flexed and your elbows locked, and that's the full extension, right? When I do this, you can actually see, if you look right here at my shoulder, from here, you can see the delt rising. From here, you can actually see the trap pulling my shoulder in, right? Even if I try to push it down, like now I'm flexing my lats and it takes away from my shoulder. So when you're actually trying to push that up, my traps have always been dominant. That's just part of my physiology, my makeup, my anatomy. That's just how it is. When I go to do side lateral raises, I can bring them to about here. As soon as I start to go up a little bit further, no matter how I keep my shoulder, whether I have my lats flexed or I have my shoulders rolled, that trap is going to pull that up and it's going to assist that movement no matter, even if it's a 5-pound dumbbell. It does not matter. My traps will overcome any other fucking muscle that I'm training. When I'm doing biceps, I have to actually pin my shoulders back. If I do them normal, like people normally do them, my shoulders roll forward and my traps actually wind up taking some of that workload. I actually have to kind of flex my lats, pin my shoulders back, and then do the curls like that to be able to make sure that my traps are not actually taking any of that workload. So with the press itself, and again, this is something you can figure out on your own. Like, you know, you're going to be different than I am. You may have movements that you can lock out, movements you can't, but you don't have to. You also don't have to do one rep after another. Mike Messer was the first one that came up with that. You could actually do rest pause sets, where if you did 6 reps and racked it, rest for 15 seconds, take another off the rack, boom, another rep, rack it, another one up, rack it. That's rest pause. You can also do rest pause a different way where you take it off. Let's say you got 10 reps, you rack it. All right, you pick it up, 3 more, rack it. You pick it up, 2 more, rack it, pick it up, one last one, rack it, pick it up again, rack it. You can do it like that. Like the reps don't have to be done one another. They can actually be rest in between and still be counted as one set before you rest for a prolonged period of time. Usually 15 seconds is about as long as you want to rest before the body really starts recovering for most people. Now, that's just a general number. It's going to differentiate from person to person. So reps don't have to be one after another, right? And the movements don't have to be locked out. It doesn't have to be a full range of motion. So Jerry, what are you talking about? Because you go from, and I don't know if you guys have hit this point yet, many of them have not. Many people arguing about form have not hit this point where you go from this very strategic, by the formula, by the kinesiology, by the anatomy, by the biology, everything that you're going, oh, these are the mechanics, this is the proper form, to scrapping all of that, and training becomes an art form. Arnold had it, Dorian had it, Jay had it, those advanced guys, Ronnie had it. They become artists. Like what they do is not the training that the average person does when they go in the gym. All right, their training changes based on their structure. They do movements a little bit differently than other people. They lock things out. They don't lock things out. They have certain exercises they feel like are better for them. It becomes an art form. When training becomes art, all those form things go out the fucking window, because there's no fucking way that you're going to be able to push yourself with your anatomy based on what someone else is telling you to do, because they perceive it as the right form when you're a beginner. When you're a beginner, you need to get control over your fucking body, which means that when you go to push a dumbbell over your head, when you're a beginner, you're like you're trying to like balance everything, right? When you finally get to an intermediate, you're actually pressing, right? Okay, when you get to advanced, it's in a groove. It's automatic. You're just fucking cranking them out like that, right? It's a whole different experience. You have control over that muscle with your mind without even thinking about it. You get in the quote-unquote groove and you just go. That's where things become an art form. So for me, I looked at it like, if my traps were dominant, like I couldn't get my shoulders to grow because my traps were fucking always taking on the workload, right? Like it was nonstop. It was like my back too when I was doing different lat exercises. When I was pulling down, I had to actually pull my lats out and concentrate on pulling my arms down and not necessarily down and back. So when I go down and back, my upper trap fucking takes over. It doesn't matter. Like my upper traps are just the way they're situated, and you guys can look at every picture from when I started training to now. my traps always stay developed. Even when I went off steroids, my traps have not really shrunk. They're like the same fucking size as they were when I was on all the gear, but my shoulders and everything else shrunk. So it's like I have sloping shoulders, it's called, but that's just my genetics. Like my traps grew first and they've always stayed there. Whether I was on, off, it didn't matter. The traps were there. So when I switched that training from locking out like this, right, which you're doing a Olympic lift, boom, you're locked out, right? That's a whole different ballgame because it's part of your sport, right? But now I figured, like, who the fuck says that I have to lock that out? Because what I'm feeling is my trap burning like a motherfucker and my joints taking that workload, but I'm not feeling that delt. When I get to here, I can feel the delt contracting. Like, you can feel it. It's hard. It's tense. When you get to here, it's not the same. Like, you can feel the trap flex. My trap is flexed like a motherfucker right now. So what I did was close my eyes and push the weight up until I felt it. My trap's starting to tense up like that. Like, your trap's going to have a little bit of tension because you're obviously holding a weight. But as you start to press up, you can feel it. So this was my range of motion for delts, right? And lo and behold, my delts got bigger. So I went away from what everybody was saying and got results with it. And then, of course, now the big boom hits with everybody being fucking aesthetic and all this shit. And everybody's like, oh, well, proper form, push, pull, legs, lock this out. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, half of those people aren't even fucking training anymore. A lot of the other ones that were preaching that have been injured. Back injuries, shoulder injuries, knee injuries. And I'm like, yeah, lock everything out. You don't realize that when you lock out, and you're not going to like this, but this is the truth. When you fucking lock out, you're putting all that fucking weight, not on the muscle, it's on the fucking joint. When you lock your arms out in a bench press, right, and you have the bar here, when you lock that out, and your arm's locked out, that pressure from the bar up here now sits on your wrist, your fucking elbow, and your shoulder. And you can fucking hold it there. You can hold it there for fucking 10 minutes. You can just sit there and hold it there, right? That's your fucking joints taking that. Now, if you took, let's say 400 pounds, right? And somebody lifted it off for you and you can't bench 400 pounds, you can hold it. Now, as soon as you bend your elbows, the fucking thing just drops and crushes you. Why? Because your joints were taking all that workload. It's not the muscle. So you guys out there complaining about locking out this, locking out that, fucking proper form and shit, you don't even realize what the fuck you're talking about. To get the muscle stimulated, the muscle has to contract, expand, fatigue, and fail. Like, you're going to those type 2 fibers. It has nothing to do with how long of a range of motion you could do it. We had Phil Hernon prove that. We had Ronnie Coleman prove that. We had Jay Cutler prove that. We had everybody out there who fucking trained didn't go these fucking crazy ranges of motion. And they got fucking better results than the guys that are out there doing all these fucking lockouts and shit. And if you want fucked up joints, lock everything out. Do all your fucking lockouts. We got people now, they've been training 5-6 years, they got fucking joint problems already, back problems already. Why? Because they fucking get in the squat and they come up, oh, they bounce, they lock out and they bounce. Whoa. What the fuck? Why? You want tension on the legs? You want your legs to grow? Keep your knees fucking bent. Keep your knees bent at about maybe 15 degrees. Go all the way down, come up to a 15 degree fucking, before your knees are straight. So it's about, instead of being like this, your knees are like this. Go all the way down. This is your knee, right? As you come up, stay about here. Go right back down. Go up here. Don't even fucking lock out. When you lock out, that weight's on your fucking neck, your shoulders, your back, your hips, your knees, and your ankles. You could go on a rack right now, take 600 pounds, get under it, stand up with it, and hold it, right? If we pull those fucking pins out and make you squat, as soon as you bend your knees and go down, you fucking get crushed. Why do you think that is? Because your joints and your bones are taking all that fucking work. Now, again, if this is for your sport, fine, do what you gotta do. I don't give a fuck. But stop telling these fucking bodybuilders that, oh, partial range of motion. You're fucking ignorant. It's not a partial range of motion. What's happening is you're protecting the fucking joints at the same time, because you're going to be lifting some fucking heavy weights to get that muscle to grow, and it's going to be continuous. And at the same time, you're keeping the stimulus on the muscle. Like, it can't compute to people, because they figure they're trying to be bodybuilders and physique athletes and stuff, but they're going by powerlifting rules. Like, you're combining two different fucking sports. You can't combine the lifting fucking powerlifting rules with bodybuilding. There's a lot of people out there, push-pull legs of accessory work, right? Their physiques are not that good. Their physiques are not as developed as some of these other guys that are out there doing multiple sets of things, not just bench presses, just squats, and just deadlifts, throwing a couple sets of laterals, push downs, and curls, and you're done. Like, they're out there fucking training. They're doing squats, leg press, hack squats, extensions, leg curls, lunges. They're doing 6 fucking exercises, right, to get that muscle to be stimulated. Now, what the fuck is the difference between that and powerlifting? Powerlifting, they're doing 6 different sets of one exercise. It's to learn the movement patterns and get the muscles to be able to contract and expand, and at the same time have the central nervous system fire, which creates power and not necessarily muscular strength. It's 2 different things. When people talk about being strong, they think about like strongman, where you reach down and you grab this fucking giant ball and you fucking stand up with it. The Atlas stone, that's fucking strength, right? Power, you get under the bench, you fucking unrack it, You drop it, they say press, boom, and you push it right up. That's power. Two different things. Power is within a certain range of motion and exercise set. Strength is functional. Strength, and people can, oh, what's your, listen, I don't want to fucking argue. I really don't care. But the bottom line is there's strongman, there's powerlifting. It's two fucking different things. Power, strong. Power, strong. Strongman, strength. Power, powerlifting, power. Do you understand where I'm going? Like, the names themselves dictate that they're two fucking different things. But people wrap their heads around, they think, if I lift weights, I'm jacked, powerful, and strong. Well, you might be. But more likely, you're focusing on one fucking thing while you're trying to do something else and you're not getting the results. But if you think if you keep banging your fucking head against the wall doing what you're doing, you're going to eventually get there. Then you get fucking injured and you never get there. Why? Because you're doing the wrong training for the wrong fucking sport. Those motherfuckers that are at the top of the sport, even the ones that are progressing and doing well, you're not going to see them training like a powerlifter all the fucking time. They may do some powerlifting in the off season, but even Ronnie Coleman had to fucking give up the powerlifting and do other shit. You saw him doing fucking leg presses like 2,500 pounds for how many reps? You saw him doing fucking crazy fucking hack squats, leg extensions, leg curls, stiff-legged deadlifts. You saw him do all that shit. He wasn't just squatting. He squatted, and he did some powerlifting shit too, which he regrets now because he's all fucked. Well, he doesn't regret it, but he's all fucked up now, and I would regret it personally if it was me. But it upsets me when you see people going, well, don't do this, don't do that. It's like, well, who the fuck are you, and how do you know? What have you done so far? What have you produced? Shut the fuck up because you don't understand it. What you're doing is going from a textbook, which a scientist said, which is where you begin. Eventually you go to intermediate, where you build upon that and create your own program, to where you may get to the point where I was at, where you don't count fucking reps, you don't count fucking sets, you don't worry about fucking ranges of motion. You go in the fucking gym, and you leave there crawling. So you fucking literally have no energy left because you've pushed yourself so far. You've gotten your mind to a place where it's mind over matter. You can make your mind, can make your body go further than if you're just concentrating on 3 reps. I gotta do 1 rep, 3 reps. No, I'm gonna fucking move this bar until it stops moving. Will it be 10 reps? Will it be 20 reps? Will it be 50 reps? We're gonna find out right now. That's the art form of it. Bodybuilding is an art form, especially when you start getting on stage and getting to advanced levels. It's an art form. If you watch Arnold, that's why we all watch people train. Don't you get it? If it was all about textbooks and following the fucking programs, you'd be able to take Arnold's fucking program and run with it and look like Arnold. You'd be able to take Jay's program, run with it, and look like Jay. But instead, what do? We watch them. We watch them on YouTube. We buy their videos. Why do we watch it? Because we're watching the art form. We know we don't look like that. We know we don't train like that. We know we don't produce that amount of energy, that amount of intensity, that amount of push in the gym. We know we're not like that. We know they're on another level that we're not at, and we hope to get there. And what we do is visualize being them when we're in their gym and training like them. But they're on that fucking artistic level. It's an art form. What they're doing is an art form, creating a work of art, which is their physique. But what they're doing is an art form in itself, like ballet, dance, all that stuff is art form. So is the training itself when you get to that level. Like you watch Mike Mentzer and Ray Mentzer train, even Dorian Yates, who did his version of heavy duty, right? So Mike Mentzer said, well, you can't do this. It has to be heavy duty like this. Dorian did his own version of it. He created his own version of it. He surpassed Mike Mentzer. So could you imagine all the people out there saying, Jerry, you have to squat like this, Jerry, you have to do this. And if I did it, I'd be fucking worse than I was. But instead, I got further than they did. Way further than they did. Some of these people never step on stage or get lean or get big or anything at all. I already surpassed that way long time ago, but you're telling me what I'm supposed to do. People do it with Phil Heath all the time. He doesn't train hard. He won 7 fucking Mr. Olympias. He's on drugs. So is everybody else in that fucking show. Matter of fact, some of those motherfuckers in Kuwait are probably taking a fuck ton more shit than he is, and they can't beat him. So he goes in the gym, and he may not use fucking free weights, he may use machines, but he's going in there doing the fucking art form that is Phil Heath's training, just like Dorian's art form and fucking Kevin's art form and all of them. Like, I've trained with Kevin. I've trained with Jay. They train 2 different fucking ways. 2 amazing champions that train 2 different fucking ways, but both of them, it's like you watch them, it's like they were born to do it. It's like a second fucking, it's like a fish in water. It's like a second version of life. Like, they can go out in the real world and then they come in the gym, and it's like a whole different personality in reality from where they are based on what they do in the gym. And I think Arnold was the one that talked about it being an art form, but like usually when you get to instinctive training like that, it's very, very different. And I know people don't understand it because you've never been there. It took me, and I tried that instinctive training shit for so long. It took me so long to actually get there. It took me like 10 or 12 years to get to the point where I could trust myself enough to where I wouldn't just be slacking off and fucking around. I would go in there and be able to push myself and hold myself accountable workout after workout, and not have to have a workout partner, not have to have somebody forcing me to be in the gym, not have to have writing shit down in a fucking notebook to know that I went further than last time. You're going further than last time. You can feel your body breaking down. You can feel the weights. You feel your body changing as you train and recover, as you train and you recover. And then you go in the gym and you're like, wow, I did fucking 50 reps last week on this one. Let me see where I go today. And you may have a friend count them off you. And you don't even count them out loud. You just fucking keep going. And you're like, fuck, I'm done. Fuck, I know, 3 more. Fuck, oh, fuck, I'm so fucking done. Fuck, I'm gonna throw up. Get the bucket ready. Fucking 4 more, and you fucking drop them. And you're like, fuck, how many? You look at him, he's like, 57. You're like, holy fuck, 7 more than last week. That's artistic. That's instinctive training. Tom Platz, go watch that motherfucker train. Tell him he's doing it wrong. He used to slam the weights, drop them, fucking leg extension. He'd throw the thing up so fast, he'd fucking smash the weights into the top of the machine, the pin, and it would drop him and go bang, 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 bang. Was he underdeveloped? Did he not build a good physique? You watch him fucking squat, he would drop into the squat, boom, boom. Fucking people say, oh, he didn't control it on the way down. He's not in a powerlifting competition. He doesn't have to. You know, matter of fact, Dr. Squat, Fred Hatfield, they went toe to toe. And Tom Platz out-repped it, out-fucking did Dr. Squat. And Dr. Squat was the first person to squat 1,000 pounds in competition ever. He was the leading powerlifter in the squat. That's why they call him Dr. Squat. So be aware, guys. Like, these guys running around talking about form. You have to lock this out and that out. Listen, if you're a beginner, lock your shit out. Learn the movement patterns, get your body used to it, get the movements down, etc. But if you're an advanced trainee, you're an intermediate, and you're going into advanced, and you're starting to do that instinctive training, fuck everybody else on what they're saying. Why do you give a shit what they're saying? You're probably way further ahead than them as it is right now. And again, you can watch some of these guys. They're coaches. There are coaches out there who have been injured at a young age doing this lockout, push, pull legs, power stuff for bodybuilding. We have bikini women, bikini girls out there doing these fucking push, pull legs workouts, powerlifting workouts for bikini. They wind up getting blocky. Don't say they don't. They do. I watch them every fucking day. They look great. They compete. I'm going to do better next year. And they come back and they look a little thicker. And you're like, shit. Get a little thicker, and they don't even look thicker, like tapered. Like, they're doing these fucking workouts that don't fit their fucking sport. Do what fits your sport. If you're doing it instinctively, do it instinctively for yourself, and don't listen to other people. Hell, don't even listen to me. Go in the gym and figure it out for yourself. I'm just trying to save you some time from arguing with these other fucking meatheads that are talking about always lock this shit out, lock this shit out, lock this shit out. I'll tell you right now, there are a lot of people out there that build great fucking chests that never locked a single fucking rep out. There are other people out there that have locked shit out heavy fucking weights and don't have a big chest. If you want muscle, you don't have to lock out. If you want power, you do have to lock out. That's the name of the game. But they are two different things. They can be crossed over and hybrid, but the bottom line is train for your sport, train for what you want to accomplish. And what everybody else wants to do, fuck them, let them do it. Bicepstraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. Bicepstraining.com is the blog. Just do what you want to do, bicep, and we are out.